Alright guys, so before I get into it, check this out. The options that we entered over the Discord on ticker symbol LW last week, they're now up 43% for us. Now we made some more entries today that will be yielding great returns. So if you guys want to get up on the plays and the moves that we make, ensure that you're hitting that top link in this video description, tap into the Discord. Look forward to seeing you guys over there. Up first, that's ticker symbol MARA, that's Marathon Digital Holdings. Strong performance on the day. This is a Bitcoin miner coming out of North America. Now, I've always said this is one of the most ambitious on the market. Speaking of which, they released a production update not long ago. So check this out. They've currently got deployed 26,000 miners. About a year ago, they only had low single digit thousands, right? So big upscale to where they're at today, and cash and their Bitcoin mining assets coming at around 300 million. Okay, so the production is going well, but this is the punchline. Okay, so check this. They are looking to deploy 130,000 by middle of next year. So taking all the rates, keeping everything constant, they'll probably have cash and Bitcoin equivalents of well over in excess of $1 billion by next year. Okay, so from a business perspective, they're hitting their objectives, hitting their milestones, deploying these miners and continuing to scale and make those revenues. Now, that's all good and well, but I don't think that's the reason for the move in the stock price. Okay, that's good for their medium long-term outlook, but the underlying driver, the stock price, has got to be the movement that we have seen in Bitcoin over the last few weeks. All right, currently standing 57,000. Bitcoin is flying right now off the back of several catalysts. So one being the Fed confirming they're not going to be banning crypto. Another is the movement towards approval of the Bitcoin futures ETF. Now both of these have been propping up the price of Bitcoin, inching it closer and closer to those previous highs we saw in the mid 60,000s at the beginning of this year. Now the reason why the Marathon stock price has been moving is because as Bitcoin increases, it means Marathon's Bitcoin mining operations become more and more profitable, right? The margins increase for their business. That's why the stock price has been moving up, and they're mining tons of Bitcoin right now, planning to do even more over the next couple of quarters. Now, analysts out there still have $100,000 price targets for Bitcoin next year. So obviously you can imagine the levels of profitability, the amounts of revenue Marathon would be doing if Bitcoin was to be able to hit those types of numbers. Now, I had to look at the options interest on Marathon today. What I noticed was the contract for the $50 strike expiration end of October was exploding today. All right, the volume was super high. That means you got a lot of investors speculating that Marathon is going to be above $50 by the end of October. Now, if we continue to see movement in the price of Bitcoin towards its previous highs, it will pull the price of Marathon along with it, right? So there's no reason why you couldn't see Marathon at those levels. I want to let you guys know Marathon is a beast of a stock, okay? That means it's going to be super volatile. This is one, can move up 10% in a day, can move down 10% in a day, just as easy, right? So this is one that you guys want to be very careful with your entry if you are interested in the play. I haven't picked this one up since way back when they were around $20, just to put it into perspective for you guys. The next one I want to talk to you guys about, that's ticker symbol SOFI. We've got SoFi Technologies. Now this is a company, they do loans, personal finance, credit cards, investing, brokerage services, things of that nature. Now, again, another one exploding on the day. This is because they received a monster price target from Morgan Stanley of $25, right? So there's a lot of built up enthusiasm for the play, and that's just being unleashed for that over 10% performance. Now, what I've noticed from my time in investing, guys, is analyst price targets is one of the weakest catalysts for a stock. I'm talking about sustaining that level, right? We've seen tons of companies come out, analysts put great price targets. Think of Neo, for example, and then check the stock price where it's at right now. Another great one, that's Fisker. Again, that was another Morgan Stanley coverage on the company. They gave that a price target, bull case, $90. And that shot that one up to around $20 or over $20. Right now it's sitting at about $13, $14. So what you normally see is a lot of enthusiasm. Stock price moves up off the back of great analyst price targets, particularly with these high momentum plays. And then what typically happens is you get the selling off after that. Now, this might not come the very next day, might not come the very next week, but it's normally very difficult for a stock to maintain that price if the catalyst has been simply an analyst increasing that price target. You got to take it like this. With SoFi, for example, this movement up to date added about 1.5 billion to their market cap, right? Just because Morgan Stanley came out, slapped down a $25 price target, shouldn't warrant a $1.5 billion increase in your market cap, given this is a $15 billion company, just for you guys to put it into perspective. So at some point in time, if SoFi cannot come out and continue, the investor excitement, whether it's press releases, acquisitions, customer acquisitions, whatever the case may be, you're going to get some selling pressure. You're going to get people taking profits off the table because they know it's going to be very difficult to sustain these types of levels. But as I say, it might not come the very next day, might come down a few weeks, maybe even a quarter, something of that in that time horizon, but the selling pressure will come. So this is one where, even though it's phenomenal performance, and for those in the place, exciting times, just be wary. You're going to get a ton of investors who are getting ready to take profits off the table. Now, for those of you who are invested into SoFi, you want to be in the play for a number of years, there's two things for you to keep in consideration. All right, the first is their earnings. They did have an earnings miss in their last report, so you want to ensure moving forward they're able to rectify that. All right, they're able to generate profits from their business, start posting up some good earnings numbers. The second, and that is linked to the first, is you want to keep tabs on stock offerings. Don't know when the last time they did a stock offering was, but moving forward, you want to ensure they're not just pumping out stock offerings, diluting the existing shareholders, because then it's going to make holding this one difficult, right? What happens normally when you have a stock that does tons and tons of stock offerings is it has the effect of depressing that stock price, keeping it down. So two things for you to keep in consideration if you're invested in the play. Now, before I go ahead and wrap this one up, I'm going to talk to you guys about a stock that I believe is a good investment piece. That's ticker symbol CRWD. We've got CrowdStrike. Now, this is one of the best in breed cyber security plays. Now, cyber is a big theme, all right? It has been for this last couple of years, and moving forward, it's just going to be as hot a sector, right? Tons of investment going into here. You've got big giants like Google, like Microsoft, investing tons of money in the space because they know there's a constant need, a growing need for great software, and CrowdStrike is a company that provides that. Now, right now at $244, they're sitting on key technical support. All right, this is a mark that has bounced off successfully over the last year and made investors a ton of money as it does so. Now, obviously they can break this support if the market is going to get rocky. You guys know it's testing times for the market right now. SPY is pulling back. We are going through earnings season, and we could see a lot of plays move down. Now, this is one that you could see drop and break that technical support. So that's why, if you are interested in this play, if you are looking to get exposure to a growth area, the cyberspace, as I say, this is one that ticks the boxes. I wouldn't go in heavy at this level. I am about to go and grab a position in this one. If I see it come down lower, I'm going to catch it at its next technical support. All right, that's the way to navigate these markets. I just wanted to flag this one for you guys just to round this one up with what is a great investment piece. All right, guys, as always, it's been a blast. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section. If you're new, join the movement by hitting that subscribe, and I catch you guys in the next one.